You used what to break up with them? The gasp was audible. Even Kelly Ripa blinked twice. A woman seated in the third row of the live with Kelly and Mark audience had just admitted to something unexpected. During a light-hearted audience Q and a session, Ripa had asked if anyone had recently gotten out of a relationship. The woman, looking both amused and slightly sheepish, raised her hand and confessed, I used AI to write my breakup text. The studio erupted. Kelly stared at her, stunned. Wait, back up, she said, pointing. You mean like ChatGPT wrote your it's not you, it's me speech? The woman nodded. I just didn't know how to say it. So I gave it a few details, like how long we'd been together, the things I appreciated about him, why I felt we'd grown apart, and it spit out this perfect message. Mark Consuelos raised an eyebrow. Perfect message, or perfectly cold? I mean, she shrugged, laughing nervously. It sounded more thoughtful than I could have written, like genuinely. Kelly leaned forward, her mouth wide open. You let a robot end your relationship for you. I mean, it was a long-distance thing, the woman clarified, and it wasn't serious. We'd been together like 5 months. Still, Mark exclaimed, you outsourced your breakup. Riba turned to the camera, still processing. Wow, we've officially entered the future. She then mind typing on an invisible keyboard. Dear Kevin, you were lovely, but my emotional bandwidth has been reassigned to another human. Please allow 3 to 5 business days for your heart to process this message. The audience roared. Mark wasn't done. But really, did the guy know it was I? The woman said no. He thought I wrote it. You catfished your own breakup, Kelly shrieked. The conversation quickly became a viral moment. Clips from the episode began circulating online. TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, all buzzing with reactions. Some viewers were horrified, calling it the end of basic human decency. Others applauded the ingenuity. A few admitted they'd done the same, or wished they had. Honestly, one TikTok user commented, if my ex had used ChatGPT to dump me, it might have hurt less. At least it would have made sense. Another wrote, better than getting ghosted, honestly. But the debate wasn't over. Back on the live set, Kelly launched into a full-on rant about the implications. Can you imagine? She said, pacing across the stage. Your heart's breaking, and you're rereading this beautiful, eloquent breakup note, thinking, wow, this person really understands me, only to find out it was generated by an algorithm trained on Reddit threads and YA novels. Mark added, it's like being dumped by Siri, but smarter. They both cracked up. But then came the deeper questions. Where does it stop? Kelly asked. Do we now use ad ask someone out? Write our vows? Raise our kids? Some people already do, Mark replied. There are entire AI girlfriends out there. True, Kelly nodded. But I don't know. I feel like there's a line, and breaking up, that's kind of sacred. She turned to the audience. Like, if you're gonna devastate someone, at least do it personally. The audience applauded. But the conversation didn't end with that one segment. The next day, Kelly revisited it during the host chat. I couldn't stop thinking about that woman, she said, sipping her coffee. I told Mark last night, it's wild how casually she said it, like it wasn't even a big deal. Mark agreed. We didn't grow up like that. You wrote the letter yourself. You cried over it. You handed it over trembling. Or you met in person and said the horrible words, Kelly added. You took emotional responsibility. Now, she said, it felt like tech had given people an empathy shortcut. But the kicker? After the show aired, the man who had been dumped, the recipient of the AI breakup, saw the clip. And he wrote in. He emailed the show. In his message, he confirmed he had indeed been surprised by how mature and emotionally intelligent the breakup note had been. It was like nothing she ever said to me in real life, he wrote. But finding out it was I. That stung worse than the breakup, he said. I feel like I got dumped by Microsoft Word. Kelly read the email aloud on air, pausing as she reached that line. That, she said, is the quote of the century. Mark shook his head, half laughing. So now we've got an A-generated breakup and an emotionally wounded ex writing into a talk show. What a time to be alive. The show wrapped that segment with a light-hearted poll on their website. Would you ever use A after breakup with someone? The options? Yes, it's more eloquent than me. Only if it's not that serious. No, I'm a decent human. I already did. Within hours, thousands had voted. The leading answer? Only if it's not that serious.